Chinese military drills around Taiwan are intensifying. On day 2, Beijing has begun holding live-fire exercises in the East China Sea. We begin today with Jaime Ocon, who's been following developments from our newsroom in Taipei. Jaime, what exactly is China trying to do with these exercises?
Well, like you said, this is day 2 of China's large-scale military exercises, which started on Tuesday and do not have an end date. But this morning, Beijing revealed that it would be conducting what it's calling Strait Thunder-2025A, and that's the name of this part of the overall exercises. And already, China's saying that it's completed long-range live-fire shooting somewhere in the East China Sea. That's north of Taiwan, west of Japan, but we do not have a confirmed location from Taiwan's defense ministry. But what we do know so far is that Taiwan has reported 76 Chinese military aircraft, as well as 15 naval ships operating in the region. This is all activity recorded as of 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. There's also a Chinese aircraft carrier that's operating in waters southeast of Taiwan. The military says that it's scrambled its own fighter jets and has deployed air defense systems to monitor this activity. Now, yesterday, when the exercises started, Taiwan denounced these exercises, saying that they are incredibly provocative and that they hurt peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. And a similar message is also being echoed by the White House earlier. That's the highest level U.S. response that we've gotten to these drills. Take a listen.
The National Security Council briefed me on this morning, and they said that the president is emphasizing the importance of maintaining peace in the Taiwan Strait, encouraging the peaceful resolution of these cross-strait issues, reiterating our opposition to any unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force or coercion. That is directly from the National Security Advisor.
Now, China says that these exercises, Strait Thunder 2025A, are supposed to practice precision strikes on simulated key infrastructure like ports and energy facilities. And then when you add in the fact that there's a Chinese aircraft carrier operating in the region, that's drawing a lot of concern from analysts that say that these drills are very realistic in how China would want to blockade Taiwan. For more on this, earlier I spoke to Lyle Morris. He's a senior fellow at the Asia Society Policy Institute based in Washington, D.C.
As far as the naval assets and air, I mean, it's big. It's definitely one of the bigger ones. Yeah, I mean, a few things stuck out to me. First, the statement that the Eastern Theater Command issued. They talked about blockade of key areas and sea lanes. So, I feel like that they emphasized the blockade part in more direct language than in previous statements on exercises. So to me, I think that just speaks to the PLA becoming much more overt. It's signaling that it actually is practicing blockade scenarios, like it's being very clear using those words.
There's been a lot of attention on China's Shandong aircraft carrier. Why is that? What is the most notable part about how this aircraft carrier is being used in these exercises?
So in this case, the Shandong is much further away in the southeast. So that's interesting to me because if you're looking at a blockade scenario, first of all, the east coast of Taiwan is going to be crucial to that campaign. But the further out you go, it's kind of testing more interdiction farther away from Taiwan. I'm assuming that they're doing some kind of air maritime interdiction exercises. So I think the fact that it was farther away is actually a little bit more of a realistic scenario of a blockade, because in a blockade they wouldn't always, especially the aircraft carrier, they wouldn't be so close to Taiwan. They'd be farther out on the east coast. So that was noteworthy to me too.
Now, it's important to remember again that these exercises do not have an end date, and so Taiwan's military says it's staying on alert and making sure it's responding to all of this activity. Taiwan's defense ministry says they're going to be holding a press conference later this afternoon where they're going to be releasing more information on these Chinese drills.